Okay, folks. Yeah, this is scary, I know. This is a quick update on my devlog. So I've begun producing a new game, which is not really new. I'm using the same assets from Omega Squad, but I'm making a game similar to Vampire Survivor. That is because people played that game, they want that game, so I'm gonna give something similar to that game, because that's how a business should work. And I'm gonna move away from what I want to do and what I want to. So this is what I've done so far. Alright, so you've got the shotgun turret, you've got the base turret, and you've got the laser turret that goes through enemies. You also have the aura drone. Everything that it touches, it damages. I have the spawning of enemies down. I just need to place them in a different spawn direction. And what I'm gonna do different is, well, of course you can shoot, by the way. So each marine has a weapon, and you can upgrade that weapon. You can change that weapon. Everything is modular, and yeah, you will upgrade drones. You will have I will have to work on robots that follow you around and shoot too. So you have like these drones that shoot, these mobile turrets. You got drones, and then I could work on something like crafting things, but that's gonna be stupid because I'm deciding whether I want you to be on one single level for the entire duration of the game, or if I want you to go through doors. Like you clear a certain number of waves with a boss, then you can choose one or of something door, like one of 3 out of 4, and in each door you're gonna find something different. So you can kind of choose where you want to go in, or you can kind of manipulate the roguelike experience, the randomizer. So maybe so it's like Darkest Dungeon in a way. You can choose, you know it's gonna be random, but you can kind of choose what part of the random you want to. You're not gonna get what you want, but maybe you can choose the lesser evil, what you think is the lesser evil, and that is an interesting choice, which kind of makes for a different way to spawn enemies. If you have one level, you make them spawn outside of your camera. If you have multiple rooms, you need to make them spawn inside the room but outside of your camera. So I opted out of a radius where the enemies cannot spawn, and if a spawner is inside this radius, it doesn't spawn the enemy. If it's outside, it spawns. There is a certain number of enemies. If I look at my spawner somewhere like here, you can see I have a max number of monsters, a max number of elites, and a max number of bosses, pretty much like Vampire Survivors. What else? Yeah, we can get upgrades. Everything is customizable. The bullets are customizable. The drones are customizable. The enemies so far I got only the mutant back. And yeah, we got the damage text floating. There you go. There's going to be different types of damage, and you can play with making builds. And the way I want to make each marine unique is by giving them some bonuses by using certain weapons. Now the thing about Vampire Survivors is you would gain coins with which you can unlock things. So the same way you can, I'm thinking about improving your marine. So say you want to improve that character, particularly because you like playing that character, you can upgrade that and make him or her more strong in one particular element. Maybe you can make some builds out of it. And yeah, that's what I want to go. I don't want to make a clone of Vampire Survivor. I want to improve upon its concept because it was successful. So obviously you don't want a clone. There are plenty of clones out nowadays. You can look on Steam, you will find bazillions of them. They're just the same game, half-assed graphics and half-assed gameplay. So you just have this thing that it's a special effect that just does damage. So I want to make something a little bit more deep and more complicated. I know people don't like complicated, but it's gonna be like you can make builds. So people can YouTube that and maybe make a video about making a certain build work in the game, maybe making a certain other build work in the game, something like that, you know. So this is what I'm gonna do with the game. Also, I've got an object pooler in place, so obviously there is no wall, so these bullets are gonna go forever and ever. Eventually there's gonna be a wall, so this bullet will deactivate. So we can recycle things, and this should not impact performance. So we're not gonna overbloat memory. So it's gonna be also a dynamic object pooler, so it only has as much object as you can create in a certain amount of time. And yeah, so enemies so far are just standard, and then I will want to implement elites and bosses. Now, elites probably should have some kind of buff. Maybe there's some of them are faster, some of them are sturdier, some of them deal more damage. And yeah, that should be interesting. That should be interesting. I'm looking forward to see how this game performs, because I've tried many things. I've tried with quality. Omega Squad obviously is a quality game. It's not made cheaply. It means that I've been carefully. There are so many things. I see people play the game and they miss something, which is a good thing, because it means the game is deep. Some people overlook things, so it means it's complex. Okay, I've put in a good gameplay, put in good balance system, and unlike other games, I spent more time refining the graphic. Unlike Space Fighter Rukia, which has good gameplay, but it's actually the implementation is not that great. I could make, for instance, the enemies will spawn randomly and move randomly. I could have made them spawn information and move in a certain pattern, so the player will know, oh, this is that pattern, so I'm gonna do that, and something like that. Those games do not work. So quality games do not work anymore in the current market, because there is so much noise in the marketplace that even if your game has quality, first of all, nobody wants quality game. Those things are a thing of the past, a thing of the 90s. Okay, 90s games had quality of gameplay. Games now have either graphic or they've got marketing. One of the two. Simple games do well because they're simple. Alright, so graphic doesn't matter much when you have a simple game that you can just mindlessly blow stuff up. So I want to try that approach. I tried with the hentai approach, it didn't work. I tried with the quality, it didn't work. I tried with the depth of gameplay and it didn't work. So I'm gonna try with the improve upon about something famous. So Vampire Survivor is famous. I'm gonna double down on the gameplay. So if that is fun, this is gonna be what you're gonna do. Shooting. So basically you can then upgrade turrets. I still have to implement that. Well, I'm gonna have to see what kind of upgrades make sense. For instance, you have a shotgun approach, you have a rotation, no, where is that? Weapons. Drone shotgun, I can customize it and say the cone of the shotgun, the spread, the pellets you're gonna shoot, and the bullet you're gonna fire, and the type of element you're gonna shoot, the minimum damage, the maximum damage, the armor penetration, and those things. So when you level up your character, you can choose whether you want a drone, whether you want to upgrade an existing drone, whether you want to upgrade your character, the weapon, all these things that will make the experience similar to Vampire Survivors. And also I will have to implement new soldiers eventually if the game does well. So with that being said, that's a quick update. Thank you for watching. See you next time. Bye bye.